What if the reason you can't seem to find lasting happiness isn't about your circumstances, your job, your relationships, or your bank account, but about a single mistaken belief you've been carrying so long you forgot it was optional? Stay with us, because there's a guided meditation coming that might be the most useful 10 minutes of your week. Here's the claim we're sitting with today, and it's a bold one. The kind of thing you'd expect from a really good therapist on a really honest day. Happiness isn't something you earn, build, or stumble into. It's actually your natural state. And the only thing blocking it is the belief that you have to fight for something other than what you already have. Peace, in this view, isn't a reward for solving all your problems. It's what's already underneath them. And more than that, you're not just someone who deserves happiness. You're already participating in the impulse that creates it. Resisting that participation is what makes life feel like an uphill climb with no summit. If that sounds like a lot, stay with me. We're going to make it concrete. Picture a woman named Sarah, mid-30s, project manager, sharp, capable, the person on her team everyone leans on. She's sitting in her car in the parking garage after a brutal performance review. Her heart is still pounding. She's gripping the steering wheel even though the car isn't moving. In her head, she's rewriting the meeting, what she should have said, what she wishes she'd pushed back on, all the ways her boss missed the point. She pulls out her phone and starts drafting a text to her best friend. Deletes it. Starts again. 3 versions of "I might quit" sit in her drafts folder. If you've ever been Sarah, and you probably have, in your own version, with your own setting, you know exactly what this feels like. The pounding chest, the looping thoughts, the completely obvious explanation: my life isn't going the way it should, and that's why I feel like this. But here's what Sarah doesn't notice. What none of us notice in those moments. She walked into that parking garage already braced. Already carrying something. The review didn't create her tension. The review confirmed a story she brought with her. The question worth asking isn't, how does Sarah fix her job? It's, what was Sarah carrying before she ever walked into that room? Here's the image I want you to hold. Imagine you've been carrying a heavy backpack your entire adult life. So long that you've forgotten it's there. You've been running races, climbing stairs, going on dates, sitting through meetings, parenting, dating, working out, falling asleep, all with this extra weight on your back. You've gotten very good at managing it. You've built routines around it. You've even built your identity around being the kind of person who can carry it. The strong one. The capable one. The one who handles things. The backpack is the belief that happiness is conditional, that there's something to fix, finish, or figure out before you're allowed to relax. It's the low-grade hum running underneath your day that says, not yet. Not until the project ships. Not until the relationship settles. Not until you lose the weight, hit the number, get the title, finish the renovation, raise the kids, retire. Notice, the goal keeps moving. That's the tell. The backpack isn't really about any one of those things. The backpack is the assumption itself. The assumption that your okayness is somewhere out ahead of you, waiting for conditions you haven't met yet. And this is the quiet tyranny of it. Even when you do hit one of those milestones, the relief is shorter than you expected. Within days, sometimes hours, the weight is back. New conditions. New, once I just. The backpack doesn't care which problem it's pointing at. It only cares that you keep wearing it. Here's the first shift these lessons are pointing at. Happiness isn't a destination you arrive at by solving enough problems. It's a state your mind keeps departing from, and can return to. That's a huge difference. One says happiness is somewhere out there, contingent on the world cooperating. The other says happiness is the resting state your mind keeps leaving and can come back to any time it notices it's gone. Let's go back to Sarah in the parking garage. Same scene, same pounding heart, but this time, somewhere in the middle of drafting the third "I might quit" text, something shifts. She catches herself. Not in a profound way. Just a small noticing. She realizes she walked into that meeting already half expecting to be diminished. She'd been carrying the story, "I'm probably failing," since breakfast. Maybe since the Sunday night before. Maybe since a long time before that. The review didn't put the weight on her. The review pressed on weight she was already carrying. That noticing doesn't fix her job. Her boss is still her boss. The feedback is still the feedback. But something underneath loosens, because for the first time in maybe years, she sees the backpack. She sees that she's been wearing it, and the moment you can see something, you have a choice about it. Now here's where the second piece deepens things. Because it's one thing to say, "I deserve happiness," which is true, but still a little distant. Like happiness is a thing being handed to you. The deeper move is this: you're not just a recipient of happiness. You're a participant in it. You share in the very impulse that creates it. What does that mean? Practically, it means the part of you that loves your kid, that lights up at a good conversation, that feels relief when you finally sit down after a long day, that's not a stranger to you. That's not a guest who shows up when conditions are right. That's the deepest layer of who you actually are. You're not waiting for happiness to visit. You're built out of the same material it's made of. Which means the backpack isn't just heavy. It's a misunderstanding. You've been bracing against your own nature. You've been treating your okayness like a prize to be won when it's actually the ground you've been standing on the entire time. This is the turn. This is where it actually lands. Not as a slogan. As a structural shift in how you understand yourself. The fight to become happy was always the wrong fight. The work isn't to acquire happiness. The work is to notice when you've stepped away from it and step back. So what does this look like in ordinary life? Not as a spiritual achievement, as a practical, moment-to-moment return. It looks like Sarah, 2 weeks later, getting another piece of difficult feedback. Her chest still tightens. The old machinery still fires, but there's a half-second pause now. A small, almost private noticing. Oh, there's the backpack. She doesn't have to perform calm. She doesn't have to fake okay. She just sees the weight, and seeing it loosens it. It looks like you, in line at the grocery store, catching yourself running the mental loop about everything still unfinished. And instead of solving the loop, you notice the loop. You feel your feet on the floor. You feel the cart in your hand. You're back. Not because the unfinished thing's finished, Because you remembered you were allowed to put the weight down while you stood in line. It looks like 1,000 tiny returns. Not one big breakthrough. The backpack isn't locked on. It never was. The strap was always loose. You just didn't know you could shrug it off. And as we move into the meditation, that's the invitation. Not to figure anything out. Not to get anywhere new. Just to set something down for a few minutes and see what's actually here when you stop carrying it. If this felt grounding, you're welcome to like the video and subscribe. No rush. Just a gentle way to stay connected as we continue. Let's take a few minutes together. Find a position where your body can soften. Sitting, lying down, whatever works. Let your eyes close if that feels right. Take a breath. Not a deep performance breath. Just a real one, and let it leave. Another. Let the exhale be a little longer than the inhale. Now notice your shoulders. Most of us are holding them somewhere up near our ears without realizing it. Let them drop. Just an inch. Just a little. Notice your jaw. Let your tongue soften from the roof of your mouth. Notice your hands. Let your fingers be heavy. This is the backpack we've been talking about. Not the dramatic version, the quiet version. The small, constant bracing we do without ever being asked to. For the next few breaths, you don't have to brace. Nothing needs to be solved here. No problem in your life needs an answer from you in this moment. Whatever is unfinished can stay unfinished for the length of this meditation. Let that be true. Feel the support underneath you. The chair, the floor, the ground beneath the building. It's all holding you up. It's been holding you up the whole time. You don't have to earn this rest. You don't have to deserve it. It's already here. Breathe. Notice the small space behind your thoughts, the quiet underneath the noise. You don't have to make it bigger, just notice that it's there. This is what was underneath all of it, the whole time. Not a feeling you have to manufacture, not a state you have to reach. Just what's here when you stop carrying so much. Rest here for a moment. Let your breath continue on its own. Let your body be heavy. Let the world wait. And when you're ready, no rush, let your attention come gently back. Feel your hands. Feel your feet. Take a slightly fuller breath, and open your eyes when it feels natural. Welcome back. Thank you for practicing with us today. If you'd like, there's a link to a free digital copy of ACIM in the description. And if this video resonated with you, please comment. I am grateful. Thank you for spending this time here. Whatever you came in carrying, I hope it feels a little lighter now. Even just slightly, even just for the rest of the afternoon. Be gentle with yourself as you step back into the day. The weight you've been carrying isn't a flaw in you, it's just something you forgot you could set down. We'll see you next time.